In this video, we'll take a look at getting started with the Salon Iris software. We'll cover adding in employees, setting up taxes, adding services, schedules, customers, and scheduling appointments. For our first step, we'll add in an employee. To do this, click onto the employees icon at the top of the screen. And now we're in the employees screen. We can see that I've already added in a few employees. To add a new employee, click on the plus button. You'll want to add the employee's first and last name. This is important because the software will display the employee's name on the appointment book and the appointments. You do have some other options from the screen as well. You can add the employee's role if you wish. For example, you might like to mark the employee as a stylist or a receptionist. You can also add in the employee's birthday and address, but these are not required. Two things I would highly suggest adding would be the employee's phone number and email address. These are important if you wish to use the built-in messaging system. If you click onto the Employee Setup tab, you will see more options. You can see that we have an option to notify employee by text and email. This will work if you have the messaging system enabled. There's an option for booth renter settings. This is useful for independent contractors. You might want to return later and turn this on. Let's click Save and add the new employee to the software. The employee will receive an email at this point that they can use to activate their account. One important feature that we want to set up is the taxes. This is really quick and easy to configure. Let's take a look. Click onto More and then Options. Now click onto Taxes and Receipts. You can see that you may change your tax region if you need to. Under Setup Tax Rates, we have tax options that you can configure. Let's click onto Setup for Tax 1. In the new pop-up window, we can name the tax whatever is applicable. I'm going to leave mine named Sales Tax. For my region, I need to set a 6% product tax. I'm going to leave the service tax set to 0. Now this is correct for my region, but it may vary for yours. If you have any additional taxes that you need to configure, use tax 2 and 3 to do so. You may have also noticed a section for Customize Receipts. If you plan to use a receipt printer, this section will come in handy for you. This will allow you to customize some of the information that is printed out on the receipts. You can update the business name, the address, and the phone number along with customizing a short message. Okay, let's switch gears here and take a look at adding services into the software. Click onto the services icon. You can see that I've already added a number of services into the software. These are all services that we offer to our clients. The services present with a SKU, name, category, duration, and price. Let's go ahead and add a new service. Click onto the plus button, and right away you see an option for the SKU. Most people set this as an abbreviation of the service name, or you can do this by a number. It's really up to you how you want to set this. The service I'm adding in is Bang Trim, so I'll add a BT1 for the SKU, and then the service name is simply Bang Trim. This is pretty easy, right? Set a category for whatever you need, but this is simple too. I have some that I've added in already, like hair service and kids cut, but the way to add a new one is to simply just type the name into the box. I'm going to type in add-on for this one. Later on, we'll take a look at the appointment book, where we can see appointment colors. But in this menu, we can select a color that we would like the appointment service to show up as. Let's also not forget to set a duration and a price for the service. Go ahead and click Save when you're ready and the service will be added. Earlier, we added an employee into the software. One thing that we need to do for the employee is set their schedule. We'll be telling the software what their working hours are. Click onto the More menu and then Schedule. We can see that the software has already set some hours for Brenda, who we added in earlier. Let's say these hours are not correct, and we want to make a change to them. I'm going to click onto Monday. I'll click right here onto 9 a.m. and change it to 10 a.m. I'm also going to change 7 p.m. to 4 p.m. This will be changing her start and end time for her shift. Next, I'll hit Schedule. We can see that it's changed Brenda's working hours on Monday. Now we can make another change if we know that Brenda's hours on Monday are always going to be the same. Let's click back onto Monday again. This time click onto the box for Repeat. We can now set Brenda's schedule to repeat these hours every Monday. I'm going to tell it to repeat every Monday by week. Now let's say that her schedule is actually the same for Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. If I click into Wednesday and Saturday, it will change her schedule to show that she is working 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. those days. Notice that we have an option that says Ends On. Click onto this option and tell the software how long you'd like this schedule to repeat for. I always suggest running this at least through the end of the year. And go ahead and click onto Schedule. One more thing here, Brenda doesn't work on Sundays. I'll click on Sunday and click off the option for Working. This will tell the system that Brenda doesn't work on Sundays. One important aspect of the software is your client database. The software will store your client records. This will be the client name, phone number, purchase history, and so on. If you turn on the messaging system in the software, you can send out automatic appointment reminders to clients via email or text. Let's take a look at adding a new client. Click onto the client's icon. I have a number of clients I've already added in. Click the plus button. This is a very similar process to adding an employee that we looked at earlier. We'll first add in the client's first and last name. I would highly suggest adding both their email and phone number. And again, this would come in handy if you use the messaging system. You may also add in their home address if you wish, but it is not required. Now let's quickly take a look at the other options here. The Client History tab will let you see the client's first visit date and record their birthday. Purchase History will show you their previous purchases along with upcoming appointments. This won't show you anything now, but check this section after their first appointment and you will see some information. Formula notes are a great way to leave notes for the customer, and if you wish to add any photos for the customer, that is an option too. Click Save when you're ready. Now that we have a client in the software, we can go ahead and schedule an appointment. The appointment book is a key feature in the software. Click onto the appointment book icon. Adding an appointment is simple. Either click the plus button or click onto the time slot that you would like to schedule the appointment for. You can see that we select an employee from the provider menu. We also need to tell the software which client is coming in for the service. By clicking into this field here, we can start typing the client's name or by selecting it from the list. We're going to do the same for the service. We'll click into the ID column and select the service that the client is going to get. Click Schedule to save the appointment. Notice that the color shown is what I decided on when these services were added to the software. And now that we have an appointment booked, it will remain on the appointment book itself. If you need to alter or make a change to the appointment, you can. Click the appointment and now click onto Appointment Details. From here we can get an expanded menu where we can add or delete services from the ticket. We can also change the appointment time and the employee providing the service. You may also add notes from here. Thanks for checking out the video. This is just a brief overview of the important steps to get started with the software. We have additional videos available that cover more topics in more detail available as well.